Hi guys, welcome back to my Brave XVS guide. Now I'm gonna review Starlight Elena on X+2 and X+3. So let's start on how to use her on the normal form. So on X+2, she gets really huge upgrade. She gets plus 1000 on her attack and magic. So yes, she is insanely powerful on this form. And not only that, she is also very durable. She gets 140% health boost, and for killer, she gets 200% demon and human killer. This is one of her weakness on the past, I mean on X+1 form, because she doesn't have killer, but they fixed it on X+2. And she can imbue light or water element, but only for herself, but that's good enough, I can say. And for chaining, she can chain with Stardust Ray and Bolting Strike. For Stardust Ray, it is only 200 times hybrid damage, but for Bolting Strike, it can reach 400 times hybrid damage. So yes, it is very high. Combined with her high attack and magic stats, I can say that this damage modifier is as good as it sounds. Okay? And she also has water and light Aurel Ray chain. You can use the Aurel Ray, Stardust Ray combo for dark vision. So another good thing if you use her. And yes, she can give AoE demon and human killer plus buff 150% if you make her into X+3. So this is good, but it is more like into support territory. So if you don't plan to use her as a support, I can say that X+2 is really good enough for this Starlight Elena. Okay, and for the limit burst, I can say that you don't need to bother about this limit burst because her Brave Shift form limit burst is much better. Basically, yeah, this is only used to increase Gemini Blade damage modifier, but I can say it's not worth only 10 times compared to 400 times. You better use the turn to deal pure Bolting Strike chain, right? And yes, that's on how you use her normal form. Now let's talk about the Brave Shift form. So on her Brave Shift form, she becomes finisher. And yes, she is still very powerful. She still gets awesome stats. Maximum modifier cap when through double hand, and maximum limit burst damage. Okay, so really you are free to choose whether you want to make her into true dual wield or true double hand. But I think true double hand is the best as a finisher. Okay, to get the weapon damage modifier. And for the damage modifier, you can see it on the screen. She can deal like 500 hybrid damage per cast, and that's insane. But the drawback is you need to use her limit burst first to get boost for her other finisher skills. Okay, evil must be vanquished, evil does beware, whatever. Okay, you need to use her Brave Shield limit burst first. Okay, so basically on the battle, you want to max her limit burst and then switch into Brave Shield form. On the Brave Shield form, the first thing you do is to use her limit burst to increase the finishing abilities by a lot. She is still able to chain with Bolting Strike and Stardust Ray, but I can say it's not worth. It's better to use her as a finisher. Okay, like you can see the damage modifier is higher for finishing abilities. Okay, and for the limit burst, it is really good limit burst for class of wheels because you get morale increase. Okay, you deal like 585 times, which is pretty high. Okay, even for hybrid. And remember, yes, it is hybrid attack, but because her attack and magic stats are very high, just treat it as a normal magic or physical attack. Okay, really good. And like you can see that this limit burst gives her 250% limit burst damage. So yes, you almost max her limit burst damage buff because she already got maximum limit burst damage passive. Okay, so at least you get 550% limit burst damage, which equal to about 3,800 on class of wheels. So yes, that's insane. On normal content, it's only deal like 1200, so I can say that her finishing attack abilities are better. But again, you need to consider the time of the hits, okay? Remember that if you use the normal abilities instead of limit burst, you need to time 3 attacks instead of 2 hits, okay? So I think that's all you need to know about how to use her Brave She form. Now let's compare her to other characters. If you compare her with other chainers, so let's say Duran. Okay, Duran is one of the most powerful chainer at this moment. Like you know that his World Breaker deal 465 times per hit. But there's drawback. You need to use Duran limit burst first. For Starlight Elena, her Gemini blade already deal 400 times even without using setup limit burst. Okay, so based from my experiment on FFBE equip, Duran need to be on X+3 to rival Starlight Elena stats. So and on X+2, Elena has like 6,400 attack and magic. Okay, for Duran on X+2, he only gets like 6,000. Okay, so again, Starlight Elena is better in terms of stats, offensive stats I mean. And based from my experiment, okay, my Starlight Elena can reach 5,000, about 5,500 attack and magic. And yes, compare it to my Angela on X+2, my Angela only reached like 5,200. So this damage modifier for Starlight Elena is not joke, okay, like old hybrid characters. It is really high, okay? And if you compare her to other finishers, I can say that on Clash of Will, she is one of the best finisher, but on normal content, maybe not so good. Still very, very powerful. Just for comparison, on Clash of Will, she is even more powerful than Sephiroth. Okay, because of the higher damage modifier. And yes, if you compare her to, let's say, Sky, of course, Sky is more powerful. But still, she is old character. You need to remember that. For veteran players, I can say that it's probably really easy to make her into X+2 at this point. Okay, even I, the free-to-play players, have X+3 forms. Okay, so that's all my conclusion for Starlight Elena. Like I said, she is probably the best hybrid character at the moment, and of course, one of the best chainer and finisher. Really good, really refreshing to see old character back to the top. And yes, the best part is she is flexible and quite powerful finisher for Clash of Will and normal content. And her STMR is also pretty darn good. Okay, 150% attack magic. It is usable by lots of true double hand character, either magic or physical. And the drawback is you need to have her at least on X+2. Trust me guys, yes, she is really good from what I review, but her X+1 is simply rubbish. One of the worst character on today's standard, X+1, okay? So I can say that her X+1 maybe only 6, 7, basically bad, unusable, I can say. The damage is not great, but her X+2 and onward, I can say it's maybe 9, 9.5, okay? Really, really good. And another bad thing is her Trust Mastery word. It is only usable for her, so I don't see anything good from this. And her Vision card, it is good for hybrid, but I can say the attack and magic boost is kind of low. And especially if you have the Trials of Mana characters, which greatly increase your attack and magic, you probably don't need this. But still, the limit burst damage boost is really nice for female characters. Okay, really nice, but maybe not the best card if you want to max out your stats. So I think that's all you need to know about Starlight Elena. Thank you very much for watching. Please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for more Final Fantasy Private XVS guide. Bye bye guys!